Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to another Let's Play of Europa Universalis 4 with Red Bastard. And what we're going to try doing here is actually based off of a thread on the boards that's entitled Tell the Person Above You Which Nation to Play. And there's an idea that came up after my post called the Seven Seas Alliance, in which we have to play as a one-province minor off the coast of the old Parthian Empire. The Parthian Empire is the empire in late Roman times that controlled most of Persia and parts of Iraq. So our two options would be Bahrain and Hormuz. So we're going to do a custom nation based here in Bahrain, and we're supposed to name it Sindria. So we're going to do that, Sindria, Sindrians. I'm not sure why it made female, but we have to name according to these rules. Our ruler either Sinbad or David, so we're making him Sinbad of the House of David, and his heir will be Sinbad II. We're going to build it off of 200 points. I'm going to switch some things around here just a little. Alright, so we are going to have, not sure why it's, let me just switch a couple things around here. Okay. So Sindria, Sindrian. We're going to have to name our capital Sindria and the province it's in Sindria when we are able, and that's not a problem. We have Sinbad of the House of David as a ruler, and as he is a legendary hero, we're giving him 565, and his heir of the same bloodline is going to be quite good. We are Sultanates, that's a middle of the road, a kingdom tier government, but a one province minor. Our feudal monarchy, and we're culturally Mashriki. So we switched it from Bedouin to Mashriki, as Sinbad is supposed to be operating out of Baghdad, and that's Mashriki culture. We went for E-body as our religion, as they get some naval bonuses. And we're Muslim tech, Muslim graphics. And so for traditions, we can raid coasts. So we're a pirate nation, pirates and explorers. Here we get a nice big bonus to morale of navies. And for ambition, we can recruit female generals. And this is mostly for flavor. We aren't getting too much of a bonus out of this. If we get queens, we can put them in charge, but it's just because some historians have commented on the meritocratic nature of pirate ships, people who were exiles from other places, marginalized people in society, people that wanted to carve out a fortune from, according to rules that the rest of society didn't follow. And they could join pirate ships, and they had some social mobility and social welfare that simply wasn't in accordance with land-based cultural traditions. So we have those things. Then we've got light combat ability, light ship combat ability. We want to be good pirates that will cause fear in people on the land, and we do need some non-diplomatic ideas, so we're taking discipline and morale, quite good. We got colonial range, so that when we try to core stuff on islands, we'll have better range. And that's a quality of life thing above all else. It'll give us the opportunity to conquer and core stuff more quickly than otherwise, so we spend less time waiting around. That'll make for better YouTube playing, and that's one of our primary concerns. And then we have yearly inflation reduction, and this is just for role-playing, that if we're going to be collecting lots of money from people, raiding lots of stuff, think of it as buried treasure. We hold on to it, we have ports to put it into, and we ensure that not all of it makes it into circulation right away. So we're going to feel less impact. Then we get some trade efficiency and lowered unrest, and these, are just sort of generic things that's nice to have, but neither is essential. In our map, color is a nice sort of aquamarine, sort of sea-colored, and our flag is going to have a little guy. We're going to say it's Sinbad, and it's got some waves of light and dark blue. So that's what we want. We're going to save this as Syndria, and we are done. Now, one of our options was to play it on, for a bonus, our mandate was to play it on very hard, but that's going to make us have to restart, and it's going to make us have to play a lot more slowly than we otherwise would. So I'm not sure that would make the best video possible. So what are our other requirements? Well, we are supposed to have alliances with the Mamluks, or Egypt as they put it. So Mamluks, or if they form Egypt, either one. Trebizond, Persia, the Ainu up here, Japan, and those are the five. There was somebody else I'm not thinking about. Let's see. Oh, and one fetishist nation of our choice. So we'll see who becomes the dominant power in Madagascar. And hopefully they have some naval-based ideas to make it appropriate, and we'll ally them. And when we have that alliance system, they are the only people that are allowed to have any islands. So we're going to have to take all of these islands and either keep them for ourselves or give them to some of our allies. So that means we're going to have to clash with Britain. We're going to have to clash with the Irish. We're going to have to defeat Denmark, and so on. We're going to have to take all of these islands. So we'll see if we can do that, but it'll be a fun goal to go towards. Now, it doesn't say that we aren't allowed to get other allies, but notice that there are 6 countries, so we're going to be way over Diplo slots if we don't abandon our other allies along the way. We're also not allowed to get any continental territory, only islands. So that's definitely a hard game, and we're going to try our best. So starting it up, actually we should randomize the new world with likely fantasy options, as it's based off of Sinbad stories. So who knows what to expect. I'll probably create a lot of islands, and we will have to fight people for those. I think our first idea group is going to have to be exploration. We're also probably going to get naval and maritime. We're not going for efficiency. We're going for role-playing, because that seems to be the spirit of this game. We're also going to avoid getting any vassals on the mainland. That doesn't seem to fit with the spirit of what we're trying to do. So now we're going to start it up. And of course, Iron Man is not going to go on the leaderboards because we're custom nation. I tried this once on very hard difficulty, and it was just so slow going, and every setback made it all the slower. But hopefully this one will go better. I think I have a starting strategy, and it's got some risks involved. So it's certainly not going to be easy anyway around it. So we're going to rival Hassa right away. And we're going to see if we get any missions. No missions. So we're immediately going to start building a spy network. We have 2 merchants, one of which is pushing trade there. So we'll send the other one here to push trade. Harun is going to push trade from there to Hormuz, and Indus to Hormuz to Basra. And that seems appropriate because Sinbad traded in Baghdad. And now we do want right away to get an admiral. And we're going to send this fleet out to sea and crank up the speed. And we're going to ally Oman. Now for other two diplomats, we definitely want to try getting a royal marriage with the Mamluks as soon as possible, so we're going to set them unfriendly. We're going to set Trebizond unfriendly. And for role-playing purposes, since he did a lot of trading here in Ceylon, we're going to set them as friendly for now. Oh, we'll probably invade them later. We have to. And then we do have these decisions. We're going to take them both. And we're going to try cranking up our army size. Now, we need 9,000 troops, so that's 7, 8, and 9. This is going to put us over our limit, and that's going to cost us money. We're going to have to rely on loans, but that's just the nature of what we're going to be doing. And we want more ships, but we're not going to be able to get them right away. So Oman accepts our alliance offer, and says we are going to embargo and insult Hassa. And now that we have these ships out here, we can raid this coast. It gives us 62 ducats, which is glorious. That's going to let us support our war effort, and we can buy a couple barks. But they're going to take a little while, as we're already building so many troops right there. We're going to raid this coast, and the furthest other one we can raid is right here. Now, Haas is probably pretty upset with us, as are a lot of our other neighbors. But we're going to tell them too bad. And we definitely need to mark some provinces being of special interest. Hormuz is our most important one. We're losing money, but we can pay off this loan. We now have all that money from privateering. We're going to end up losing even more money once our army starts getting built. And we simply can't afford any advisors at present. So we now can embargo them. And we definitely want to avoid angering our other neighbors here, so anyone who potentially hates Hassa is a friend of ours. Of course, we raided some of them, so they might not feel the same way. It's like Najd. A little upset that we raided their coast. And Shamar is allied to Hormuz, so they're going to end up being an enemy as well. So might as well try butting up here. I'm going to disable all of these. I don't think we'd meet the requirements for any of them anyway. Okay, conquer Qatar. So this would give us a mission. We want it right now anyway. And they have no allies. We have more troops than them. We should also turn off Austria as a nation of special interest. We don't care about the empire for now. As soon as these troops are done, we're going to start up our engines. We need a general. And he's got siege pip. That's great. And before they get a chance to do anything, we're going for conquest casus belli here. And we're defeating their navy. That went as planned. Repair those ships and move our troops over. Now the reason why we needed 9,000 troops is that this will take 9,000 to siege down. And if we bought mercs to do that, it would be even more expensive. Okay, we're going to march on their capital. We'll send these 1,000 men in as soon as we can. So they're coming in. I'll leave these 500 just in case Kara attacks them. We need a few months to get our men back, but our war is underway. Okay, we could detach these guys and have them protect trade, as long as they don't try to go back into port. They're hiding, so we can't do that. And now we're working on our navy. Everything is going according to plan. This trade network, sorry, spy network is no longer useful to us, so we'll start building one there instead. Actually, we're going to leave this because I believe our siege success, yeah, our spy network does improve our ability to siege them down. And hopefully we'll get these men back up really quickly. I really hope it doesn't take 14 months to get over our men back. Now you might be wondering why we are going for this province when we're not allowed to take it. And that's a good question, but what we are going to do is force Hassa to return this core to Hormuz, and then we're going to attack Hormuz over Qatar after fabricating a plan, which is why we're getting a spy network here. Call on Oman, promising them land. And if there's any luck, we can give them land from Yemen to honor that promise. And of course, our other goal here is going to be to humiliate our rival. And to take off their money to pay off these loans. The loans don't worry us so much because we can always wait until we have a chance to raid the coast, and that will bring in like 12 loans worth of money or something to that effect. Depending on how much loot there is in each province, of course. So this is going to cause us, as we're racking up 2 loans per month, it's going to cause us a lot of inflation. And we're just going to buy that up. Actually, for trade power, we're going to get up to +1. That'd be good for our budget. And we're almost to the point where we can actually start sieging down and making progress. So we're 60 ducats in debt, just preparing to siege. It looks like it's going to take at least a few more months before we can start. So yeah, it's a rough start. But the alternative isn't pretty, of doing a no-CB declaration of war and having the possibility of Hassa turning on us in the middle of that process. Okay, so we're working on it now. We do have 1 pip of siege, so that's going to help. And our naval blockade will have to get us the rest of the way there. We've lost so many men to attrition that we're in bad shape. We just lost 500 more. Ouch. Okay, now we're making progress again, and our guy in Hormuz got caught. Didn't expect the siege to take this long. Okay, so Shamar is going for Hassa. They have no interest in helping in the siege, so we gotta do this alone. And Nash just picked on them too. So we could wait until we sink their ships, but I think for financial reasons, as soon as we're done, we're going to get out there and get rid of some of these troops. And if this doesn't fall soon, we're going to lose the troops we need to get the siege done. We have 3 months worth of troops, okay. So yeah, we'll sink those ships and then call it a day. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to send that back, we want to humiliate them, and then we want to get as much gold as we can out of them. That's 50 ducats worth. It'll go very far to paying off our loans. And Shamar is actually somewhat friendly to us, so we're going to try to get them not as hostile. Okay, so now we have this. And we're going to fabricate that claim while we solve the spy power on Qatar. Okay, we're over on our limits. We need to get rid of 3,000 men. And I wish they'd go back to our manpower. Cool. But that is not to be. And protect the trade here. We definitely want this guy in charge of that process. Okay, so we can pay off 23 loans here, that's great, and we can drop our maintenance. We're still losing money, partially due to this inflation. Partially due to interest. So we're going to try getting some other stuff here. Okay, we can pay off yet another loan, but we are still losing money. However, our debt, wow, our debt is 102 ducats still. That is brutal. So I'm just going to drop this down a little bit. Now, with that alliance system, we cannot declare on them. We have to hope that something changes. And I'm liking seeing this war. I want the Mamluks to be powerful, and I want Trebizond to be weak. Okay, this guy we don't need. We might see a Persia pop up. Looks like they're having a lot of problems. Unfortunately, Persia is going to be pretty hostile right now until it gets stronger. And we wouldn't want to raid their coast right away. We get these out to sea as well. Let's actually bunch them up together. And buy that down. And it's going to be a slow wait. We have to wait until we see some opportunities here. Not sure why there's no one sieging this out. They have no allies, they have no army. Shamar's not in any other wars. Najd is not in any other wars. Okay, Shamar wants an alliance with us, we'll happily take it. This province was returned to them through this Mamluk Kara war. And I like seeing Kara fail before they have a chance to take out Trebizond. But we need an alliance with Egypt if we can get one, so we're working on that. And we need an alliance with Trebizond as soon as we can get one. So sadly, we don't even have the option of getting those pretty far away. Okay, we're going to have to take the prestige hit. And we can't see anyone else to work on, so let's top these relations off. Actually, let's improve relations with Najd. And we're going to rival Hormuz. And hope that doesn't sabotage your relations with Shamar. Okay, we're actually making a little bit of money now. Our interest is going to absorb that. But hopefully as rebels crash all these people around us, we'll have a greater share of the trade power. And I don't want to pay this up until we are getting a neighbor bonus. I should still have claim here from our mission. But those three allies, we just cannot attack Hormuz yet. We're going to improve relations with these two little semi-Persian countries. I mean, countries within Persia. Just for role-playing reasons, we need to do something with our diplomats. And each one of those we renew is a little bit of inflation. We have no options until we can raid again next year and a half. Okay, so we have to improve relations with one of our states at the expense of others. So who can we actually make happy. So I think we are going to anger. We can't anger our ulama. I think we're going to anger our emirs. They don't have much power. This will tick up naturally. That'll take quite a while. There's just nothing we can do about it. And angering the emirs does cost us on army maintenance. So that's going to be a problem. Okay, looks like these Persian separatists haven't gotten too much accomplished. So we're much more likely to see an Iraq than we are a Persia in the near future. Okay. I do like that event. Trade power is very good for us. And hopefully they'll stop being hostile. I think it'd be really likely to befriend an independent Iraq here. Oh man, inflation. Got to get down so we're making a little bit of income. Otherwise we'll be in a debt spiral. Okay, so they're at peace and they didn't lose anything. I think both nations must have wanted Qatar or something. You can't make sense of that. Okay, Happy New Year. Give us your stuff. And now that we've got a neighbor bonus, I'm going to buy both of these up. And pay off 25 loans. Get our inflation down. Hit these coasts. Pay off 10 more loans. Then we need to get our fleet right back home. And we can pay off 9 more loans. So for some reason, oh, it's because we're not trading. Now we are only 16 ducats in debt. That's a big difference. Better get an admiral here. Now at least our inflation will be ticking up very quickly, and it won't take us very long to pay off each individual debt. So we need to be opportunistic and keep an eye out for any opportunity to invade Hormuz. They've lost Shamar as an ally, which works for us. And I'm wondering if we could perhaps declare a war promising territory. And I think everyone wants territory on Najd. Yes. So we could do that. But I'd have to fight Hijaz. So either Hijaz or Yemen, one of the others. So Definitely want to know more information about what's going on in any of our mandatory allies, as well as our real allies, the people we're going to have to fight, and our hated rival. Okay, so we do see a Persia here, and I hope we didn't end up raiding them. I think we did. Yeah, we did raid Persia. So until we get to ally Persia, we can't raid them again. And once we ally Persia, then we won't hit them when we raid these coasts. It'll definitely decrease the amount of money we have. But we can live with that. Alright, so once this is done, I'm going to take a look and see what would happen if we were to declare war. We obviously don't have a costless ally. Okay, so both of our allies would come in, and Hejaz would come in, so we're going to plan for that. We'd go into debt trying to pay our army. But maybe somebody would give us money. So about raiding your coast, guys. So I'm not sure why Iraq wants our province. It's the right culture, but it's something they need the Navy for. That's the wrong religion. They didn't even raid their coast. And we've nearly paid off those loans. Now we're making a little bit of money. Not much, not enough to pay our troops. But money is money. Okay, so we do have a war goal. Okay, we may have to do some troop counts here. I just want to make sure that everyone would come in. Hormuz, Hejaz, Najd. Okay, Hejaz 7,000. So 13,000. 13,000 plus Najd. So 18,000 is our target number, and we've got 22,000 men. Now the question is, whose army could merge up with the others fastest? Okay, so we can make the emirs happier with us at the expense of our merchant guilds, or we could anger we're going to make our emirs happier with us. And then we can give monopoly charters. Okay, so that's good. I'm waiting for morale. Free stability is always nice. We're only 8 ducats in debt. We're going to get more through this war. But if we win, we'll get territory, hopefully. And we can take some money. Okay, Persia is no longer pissed with us. That's great. We're going to continue improving those relations and hope something good comes of it. We take 2 loans. Okay, so let's just double check the situation here. Hijaz, who knows? Yep. And here we go. Hitting their fleets. So the other advantage that we have here is that Hormuz's troops are trapped on their island. So these 2 armies are going to merge up, I think. So we need to get over there and help. They didn't check tech, but we'll probably have 5 before them. Okay, Yemen declared war on Hejaz, so that's great. And we might as well go after their capital here while we have the opportunity. Kill 1,000 cavalry, that's always nice. And we'll hope... Oh no, don't take that. I want that. They got a claim on it. I should have pushed for that immediately. Okay, they stack wiped themselves on our army. And we took their capital, and we're going to hold on to it for now. I don't want to hand it off to an ally until we're ready to sign a peace deal. And they claim that for themselves, the bastards. And we captured a ship from them, and we're going to sell that off after the war. Okay, this is going about as nice as it could. The only setback is that Oman took that province. Iraq is attacking Hassa. Yeah, we need more men. At least we do have some manpower. So I'm actually going to sit back and soak up some loot here. I pretty much got the peace deal that we want. It's just sad that we can't do anything about. Hormuz. Okay. So there's that. Definitely want to isolate Hormuz. Get some war reparations, and then just take as much money as they'll let us have. Okay, I'm going to let them keep their alliance with Hijaz then. Okay, we're 2 ships over. So we're going to try selling these cogs. And possibly Persia might want them. So let's see if we can sell them off. They buy them for 10. It's 10 ducats. So 10 ducats is 10 ducats. I only have 8 debt. Now they owe us favors. So we've got some strong allies now that like us quite a bit. And that's not a bad deal. They both owe us enough favors to go into another war. Sadly, the only war we want to go in is one we can't due to this truce for 14 more years. Okay, we can't quite get this royal marriage with the Mamluks, but we're really close to it. I don't think that will lead into an alliance immediately. Okay, now we only owe 2 ducats. So close. We're just waiting for these neighbor bonuses. And I hate how far behind we are on admin tech due to having to pay down loans. But that's what we got to do. It's going to take 93 years before they get over that. Glorious. Because Trebizond is not going to accept royal marriage as Orthodox. Otherwise they would, which is weird. And Hormuz is attacking Hassa. Wish there's some way that we could intervene. I don't think we can enforce peace, though. Yeah, got truce. And they don't like us enough. But this gives us some options once the peace is done. If they've picked up some territory, we can march over here on when the war starts and attack first and let our allies fight for this. And our loans are done. So we're going to start paying our troops enough that we're not losing any money. But we're still filling these units back in. Okay, since we have a long truce here and no real opportunities for expand, I think this is a good place to stop the video. I'll start it up again shortly. Thank you for watching.